Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the dignitaries, speakers, and participants joining us for this webinar from across the globe. A very warm welcome to you, and thank you for joining us on the webinar on Electrifying Agriculture, a roadmap for the adoption of electric tractors in India. This is a very important discussion on electric tractors and sustainability. India, with its deep-rooted agriculture heritage, has long been a leader in agricultural innovation, most notably through the Green Revolution, which transformed farming practices by introducing high-yield crop varieties and synthetic fertilizers, irrigation systems, and mechanization. India is witnessing a growing interest in electric tractors driven by both government and private sector innovation. To address this, ISGF conducted a study, a feasibility analysis for the electrification of tractors in Maharashtra, which resulted in actionable roadmap for accelerating electric tractor adoption at sub-national level. In this webinar, we will discuss the key findings from our study while framing a national dialogue around policy, business model, and stakeholder collaborations needed to scale electric tractor adoption across India. Before we begin and we proceed further, we would like to request all the participants to please keep yourself on mute and please keep your videos turned off so that our speakers can smoothly deliver their address and smoothly panel discussion can be taken further. For all your queries and questions, you can post them in the chat box, and after the panel discussion, we will take all your questions one by one and address it with our answers. Here's a quick glimpse at the agenda. We'll start with a welcome address by ISGF, and after that there will be a special address which will be followed by a presentation on the report, and it will be followed by panel discussion moderated by ISGF, and question and answer round will be done after that. So we see a question in the chat box. Yes, the recording of the webinar will be provided to all the participants after the webinar in a day's time. So just a quick glimpse at our speakers. Our welcome address will be given by Mr. Rejikumar Pillai, President, India Smart Grid Forum. Special address given by Dr. V.N. Kale, Additional Commissioner at Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Presentation will be done by Ms. Disha Khosla from ISGF. And here are our esteemed panelists. The panel discussion will be moderated by Ms. Reena Suri, Executive Director at ISGF. Now, moving further, we would like to invite Mr. Rejikumar Pillai for the welcome address. Mr. Pillai is a internationally renowned expert with nearly 4 decades of experience in the electricity sector in diverse functions covering the entire value chain and across continent. He is spearheading a mission to leverage technology to transform the electric grids and provide clean and reliable electricity to every citizen at 24/7 at affordable cost. He is also advocating right to electricity, right to sleep for all. A very warm welcome, sir. Over to you. Sir, you're on mute. We cannot hear you.
Apologies. I said very warm welcome to all of you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the participants from around the world. We are really delighted to hold this webinar on electrifying the agricultural sector and present the study which we have conducted in Maharashtra and the report which we prepared as a result of our study in last 1 year. So as you know, more than 140 countries have signed the net zero targets, and many of them have set their net zero from 2045 to 2070. And agricultural sector is one of the significant emission contributor, and agricultural sector need to be decarbonized if any country has to become net zero. It's equally important in developed countries, more important in developed countries, where more of agriculture is undertaken with machineries, and all the machineries used today, by and large, all around the world in the agricultural sector are running on diesel. We need to electrify them. As some of you may know, ISGF has been very active in the electric mobility sector. We have done the pioneering initiatives in India. We worked with the Ministry of Power to make third-party sale of electricity legally possible. That which means a public charging station operator can buy electricity from a electric utility and sell that electricity to a electric vehicle, which according to the Electricity Act is not legal, which we have worked with the ministry to come out with clarifications which allowed public charging station to spread all across the country. We worked with the electricity regulators to have separate tariff, concessional tariff, that too in most of the states, single part tariff only for the energy charges, not for the capacity charges for EV charging. And way back in 2016, we made presentation to Forum of Regulators, and 2017, Delhi issued special tariff for EV charging as single part tariff. And today, almost all the states, barring one or two union territories, have special EV charging tariffs, which are much lower than the commercial tariff. So, and several other innovations in the sector, such as sale of two-wheeler and three-wheeler without batteries, and battery as a service which can be taken from a battery swapping station. So these are, and also bringing the size of the battery in a electric bus to the route length of the bus which it is operating, which has brought the price of electric buses well below 1 crore in 2019. So several other innovative ideas and we have been doing. And recently, early this year, we demonstrated vehicle to grid. The electricity from the grid stored in the EV battery can be pumped back to the grid during peak hours. So V2G technology has been demonstrated successfully early this year with the three electricity distribution companies in Delhi, and one such vehicle is in Kerala with the Renewable Energy Development Agency called ANERT. So this we have done in partnership with the technology partnership with the University of Delaware, USA. So we've been doing the pioneering effort in electric mobility at each phase for the last 12 years, and now we have moved to the agricultural sector, how to electrify the agricultural sector so that emission from this sector can be reduced. We have undertaken a detailed study over the last 1 year and prepared a report which will be presented by my colleague Disha. And also we have applied for a grant by which we would be able to lease some electric tractors and give it to freely, give it to farmers in different regions in Maharashtra. Maharashtra has 9 different agroclimatic region, and most of them have 3 crops per year. And we will like to do this actual study with electric tractors given to farmers in each of these different agroclimatic regions for all the 3 crop across a year. We hope to get our grant application approved very soon and get on with this project by October, November this year. Thank you very much, and over to
Thank you,
Sneha
sir.
for taking it forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the very insightful details. Now, we would like to invite Dr. V.N. Kale, Additional Commissioner, Machinery from Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Dr. Kale has vast experience in imparting training on agriculture mechanization and testing of various agriculture machinery. Number of test reports and human resources development in the field of farm mechanization is at his credit. He is instrumental in modernizing and augmentation of training and testing facilities at FMTTIS. He is also contributed for introduction and implementation of submission on agriculture mechanization at grassroots level nationwide. He is also recipient of ISAE Award for Distinguished Service Certificate in the year 2000 and Fellow Award in the year 2017. A very warm welcome, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much for introduction. And also I would like to thank for inviting me in this webinar. I would like to really compliment to the organizer for organizing the webinar on such a wonderful subject. And also I would like to compliment that a very fantastic and a very comprehensive report has been brought out by ISGF and regarding the electrical tractor, use of electrical tractor. I must compliment to everybody. This is the need of the hour actually, that farm mechanization plays a very important role in our agriculture sector and to remove the trajectory, the farming. But not only that one, but it also helps to reduce the input cost of agriculture. And that is very important because unless and until you reduce the input cost, the profit will not be enhanced. So that's why mechanization plays a very important role, and that's why Government of India is giving much more emphasis on mechanization. For that purpose, we have introduced all of the submission on agriculture mechanization, the scheme on crop residue management, and recently we also introduced no more drone disease scheme. Actually, if you see that means Government of India's contribution for this one for mechanization. Government of India has already invested a lot into this one. You see that one more than 9,000 crore has been already. So this particular scheme was introduced from 2014-15. And Government of India has introduced about more than 9,000 crore in SMM. And about more than 20 lakh, that means machines has been distributed under the scheme. About 50,000, more than 50,000 custom hiring center has been established. And then the CRM scheme, basically this CRM scheme is nothing but to mitigate the crop burning incidents, in particular in northern part of the country. And we have given more than 4,000 crore rupees for this one, and given that more than 40,000 machines have been distributed for this under this scheme, and more than 40,000 custom hiring centers are also been established. And this, recently, this number one scheme, which is I think that one of the big revolution in agriculture which will come up by this drone technology. This is been taken care and taken care by the India by Minister of Agriculture by introduction, and more than 2,000 drones are expected to be distributed to this particularly this self-help group women, and this is woman intensive scheme actually. So this is all about actually, and that Government of India has already been basically given a very ambitious ambitious target of achieving net zero emission by 2020 by 2070. And for that purpose, Government of India has already been given a lot of emphasis on this one. That TREM 4 is already been introduced by Government of India, and TREM 5 is likely to be introduced by April 2026. So these are all the measures which have been taken this one. So that all this Government of India has been thinking on that one, in the direction. At the same time, Government of India is also giving much more emphasis on electrifying technologies for agriculture. Likewise, that Government of India has already been giving the subsidy on the agriculture implements, which will be operated by battery or electrical, like agriculture toolbar, brush cutters are there, or electrical tiller, or battery operated boom sprayers. They are already we have been giving a lot of subsidy on that one. So recently, because we have been talking about Maharashtra, so now that Maharashtra, we have already allocated 50 crore rupees under non-agriculture mechanization. But here I would like to just emphasize on that one, because that unless and until you just that means promote this such type of technology, because under our submission on agriculture mechanization, we also have the component for that means giving the demonstration, etc. So I'd like to here give the emphasis and advice to the Maharashtra government. If suppose this type of technology is to be introduced, then naturally they have to come forward and do the last type of demonstration for the benefits of the farmer. And that should be reflected in our annual action plan so that it can be approved at ministry level. And ministry has already been given, that means all particular such type of components already been included in our entire policy. So, but actually another thing is that actually, you know, that as the government of India is already trying to reduce the TREM emission level through in the agriculture sector by introduction of TREM 4 and TREM 5. But at the same time, this electrical tractor is supposed to be introduced. Naturally, it will be much more helpful for carbon neutrality, as well as to reduce the emission, noise level, pollution. That can also be reduced this one. Then NOx, PM, value, that all will be taken care by this one. So this technology will be very much useful for our Indian farming community. And for that purpose, you know that we are already having a Farm Machinery Training and Testing Institute that means covering the entire country. And we have already, that means with the help of our Bureau of Indian Standard, we have already framed the IS code for that also. That's IS 19262 of 2025 has already been published by Bureau of Indian Standard, giving the entire SOPs, standard operating procedure for how to test this electrical tractor. And I would like to be happy to share that entire audience that actually, you know, that the other countries are also been trying for electric, that means introduction of electric tractors. And you know that OECD, we are also been the government of that means our India is also been a member of OECD country. And still, but they are not introduced, still they are not been finalized, able to finalize the tractor code for that one. But India is very much progressing that one, and we have already finalized and also been introduced in this one. And particular tractor, that is Kappa, has already been tested successfully, same we are tested. And as far as the policy is concerned, subsidy pattern, that means subsidies already been available for that tractor, because the same are already been tested, and within 6 months if it will get tested, because that tractor is already been for performance testing, already been at the Bubi Institute. And but there is a special bench is required, electrical bench is required, that is already been that tractor will be likely to be tested very shortly. So basically the all type of that means the tractor that we testing, which will be carried out as far as the diesel tractor is concerned. Same all that's that test will be carried out on our that electrical tractors also, including the ambient test will also be there. It will be carried out in more than about 45 degrees centigrade, so that you can see the performance of the tractor in high ambient temperature also. So that all parameters will be included into that one. And of course, because many of the tractors companies have already been all this technology under their R&D likely to be introduced very shortly. Because of Government of India's initiation, so this entire policy has been at the right place, and likely that we can introduce this technology in a very fast way. So with this word, I would like to just compliment again to the ISGF for such a wonderful segment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the very insightful address. I think you rightfully covered all the initiatives by Government of India, the standards and the policies, which were very knowledgeable for all of us. Thank you once again. Now, moving ahead, we would like to invite Ms. Disha Khosla, AGM, India Smart Grid for the presentation on the report by ISGF. Ms. Khosla has contributed in the new strategic developments and technologies promoted by ISGF in the domain of energy transition, renewable energy, grid modernization, and electric mobility. She has actively contributed in the key initiatives of ISGF, that is National Solar Rooftop Registry, electrification of farm equipments, and V2G demonstration. Ms. Disha holds over 14 years of experience. A very warm welcome, Ms. Khosla.
Thank you, Sneha. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, we can hear you well.
Okay. So I'll just switch on my video for a warm address to everyone, and then maybe I'll just close off my video for a better bandwidth because I have a PPT to showcase. So good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you for today's webinar. Thank you all for joining. As Sneha has rightly said, and Regis has already highlighted that we had done a feasibility study, and we have done for electric tractors to see how it is enhancing productivity, lowering costs, and reducing emissions in compared to diesel tractors. Regis sir has already told you that our next step for that would be that we'll be doing a pilot project to showcase the actual ground reality in Maharashtra. We have chosen Maharashtra because it's a well-known, it's a very big state, and the agricultural scenario over there is good. So we have done a feasibility study at how electrical tractors can contribute to the carbon emission side. And since agriculture is a good, it's the most contributor in, you can say, in emissions. So we have chosen this project to showcase how we can go towards climate change. I'll just upload my video and PPT. Give me a second. So, giving you a background of the project, see, agriculture is the backbone of India's economy, with over 55% of our population relying on it for their livelihood. So, tractors are central to farm mechanization, accounting for nearly 80% of agri-machinery market. But there's a downside to it, that the diesel-powered tractors significantly contribute to green gas emissions and the operating cost of it. So they consume about 7.4% of India's annual diesel, which is not good. And since we have already been conveyed, we and Kale sir, and if everybody has told that we have to meet a net zero goal by 2070, so we must decarbonize agriculture, and electric tractors offer a promising solution to it. So to evaluate this, ISGF had conducted a feasibility study in Maharashtra, which is one of India's most important agricultural states. Now, coming to the scope and objectives, the objective of this study was simple but yet very ambitious: to develop a comprehensive and actionable roadmap for accelerating electric tractor adoption at the sub-national level. And the scope involved were majorly focused on 4 areas, which was to identify high potential districts for e-tractor deployment, support farmer adoption by overcoming financial and technical barriers. Then third was to build ecosystem readiness with manufacturers, energy providers, and custom hiring centers. And lastly, to evaluate the environment and economic impact compared to diesel tractors. Now coming to agriculture scenario in Maharashtra, let's take a quick look at Maharashtra agriculture landscape, which is nearly 60% of the state's land, which is 22.5 million hectares, is used for agriculture. And it contributes about 16% to India's total agri area. The state is home to 36 districts spread across 9 agroclimatic zones, which is producing a diverse range of food and cash crops in different cropping seasons like Kharif, Rabi, and Zaid. And understanding this agro-diversity is crucial in planning targeting this electric tractor intervention. In this slide, you can see that we have done a mapping of agroclimatic zones. Each zone has a unique crop cycle, different seasons, and machinery needs. The major crops also ranges from agroclimatic zone to zone. This this mapping helped us in aligning e-tractor models with local cropping patterns, soil types, and climate conditions. So this PPT, we'll be sharing a glimpse of each of these slides. We'll be sharing the PPT with all of you at the end of this webinar. You can go through the details of it, and also we'll be sharing the link of our this feasibility study so that you can go into depth. So this slide, we had also done analyzed tractor usage in correlation with crop types like crops, sugarcane, cotton, and certain vegetables require intensive mechanization, making them ideal for e-tractor deployment. Because see, when we had done a survey with the farmers, they wanted us that we should give them a solution which is equal to what we are giving in diesel tractors. So that was very comparable. And also we have in the panel discussion, we have people who are manufacturers of e-tractors. They'll give you more clarity that these electric tractors are in comparison very good to diesel tractors. They're at par of them. So that type of study which we have done in terms of crops, that has been highlighted over this slide. And then coming to the next slide, that every farm operations need a variety of implements like plows, tillers, seeders. So understanding the power, work duration, per acre, cost profile of these implements is critical. So matching them with the electrical tractor models was very important. So we have done that in this, we have showcased that in a study. Now coming to the diesel tractor ecosystem, in Maharashtra alone, there are over 9.4 lakh registered diesel tractors with 57 RTOs. So the most important is that the tractors used on these fields range from 25 to 35 HP, offering an ideal power band which is good for replacing them with e-tractors. So we have done this categorization fuel-wise and manufacturer-wise. You can see that in our report. Now coming to the ownership patterns. In this ownership, you can see is largely concentrated with medium and semi-medium farmers, like large farmers. Smaller farmers highly depend upon the custom hiring centers, which are locally located in every district. So in fact, custom hiring centers are a lifeline for the low-income districts like Bid, Nandurbar in Maharashtra. And whereas other districts like Nasik, Pune, they have large farmers which own the tractors on their own. So Maharashtra currently has 1430 custom hiring centers, and these custom hiring centers play a vital role in e-tractor success. Now, moving to the existing purchase modalities, this slide would explain you that how different type of farmers acquire tractors in India. There are three types of farmers: large farmers, small, marginal, and medium farmers. So large farmers usually go for outright purchases, while medium farmers, they prefer bank loans and all that. But small and marginal farmers majorly depend on government subsidies, second-hand tractors, or renting custom hiring renting tractors from custom hiring centers. So through this, we can decide our target audience and stakeholders for selling e-tractors. Now moving, what is the need? Like what the question comes, what is the need of electric tractors? So you can see India tractor market is poised to grow to $10 billion by 2030. And in Maharashtra, the sales are projected to reach about 13 lakhs by 2030. But diesel tractors are also a climate liability, as each diesel tractor alone emits 4 tons of carbon emission CO2 annually. And seen from the environment angle, even if 10% of the fleet transitions to electric tractors, we can cut down to approximately 5 million metric tons of CO2 every year. So we had done this survey with farmers in different regions of Maharashtra, wherein we have received a very positive response for e-tractors. The details of the survey are in our report. Now coming to benefits of e-tractors, like V. N. Kalisar had already highlighted, but I'll just say it quickly, that it has zero emissions during use. There are low operational and maintenance costs to it. We can integrate it with renewable energy. It has quiet operation with less noise pollution. Electric motors, which we use, they provide high torque at lower speeds, enhancing energy efficiency and optimizing field operations. And most importantly, it provides clean air and healthier soil. Now, more talking about the cost benefit analysis, because every person or every farmer who wants to go for electric tractor, they'll ask this question that yes, it has environment benefits, we agree. But what is the cost benefit analysis of diesel versus electric? So here is it, we had done a cost benefit analysis of a 45 HP diesel versus 45 HP electric, 20 HP diesel versus 25 HP electric. So as you can see, the capital cost obviously is very high. The initial cost is very high, but as you move on, the annual operational cost, like fuel against electric, is very less. Where it is 3 lakhs, where it is goes to 36,000 per year. So the maintenance cost also drops out. In total, if you see, the payback period would be less, and after 2.5 years, or 2.5 years, which is the payback period, almost same for the diesel tractor, the electric tractor will be of more savings to you, will give you more savings. The farmers can see significant savings over the years of its usage. And from a climate perspective, obviously, which we have shared, it will be a reduction in your the carbon emission, as well as your soil quality will also improve through it. Also, giving you a market snapshot of the e-tractors. As of June, there were only 816 electric tractors registered nationwide. But now, post 2020, more OEMs have entered, and local manufacturing has been brought up in India. And the key players would include Autonext, Sonalika, Montra, Powerland. So that they are more moving towards electric tractors, and now the cost of electric tractors is also coming down. So through a study which we had done, exclusive study crop-wise and different region-wise and everything, these were the few recommendations which we had suggested in our report, which was to provide upfront subsidies or tax incentives like we had in Haryana and Telangana, and also enable access to low-interest loans via NABARD. We had told them to build a rural charging infrastructure and integrate it with renewable energy resources, which will also benefit the PM Kusum scheme, which is running in every state of India. And also, we wanted them to support policies and awareness campaigns, which would include clear regulatory frameworks, a policy roadmap for electric tractors, and also we need to educate the farmers, do training programs, and key recommendations were that we had to promote e-tractors via this custom hiring centers. We can do that through custom hiring centers, and also tractor as a service, which would enable farmers to pay only for the hours or tasks they needed. Also, we'll be, as we told, we'll be also doing pilot for this, but we also want other people also to launch scalable pilots reflecting the actual field operations for it. And I'm very happy to share with you that following our recommendations, we had posted this report in Feb. So this recommendations had been taken very seriously, and this agri-show funding, which came across for 25 crore per agri-tech startup, which was supported by the Ministry and NABARD, this agri-show fund had come up. And also Maharashtra's 2025 EV policy came up, which offered 15% subsidy for 1,000 electric tractors up to 1.5. Sorry. Yeah. So up to 1.5 lakh per unit. So these recommendations have been taken, and they have been now part of the ministries and policies across Maharashtra. So this is the report which is available at ISGF website. I encourage everyone to please read this full feasibility study and give your suggestions and views on it. I think that's all from my side, and we can take questions in the end.
Thank you, Ms. Disha, for the very insightful presentation on the ISGF's feasibility study, and the report link is also there in the chat box. So those who want to read the report can copy the link and save it for a later study. Moving ahead, now we will invite all our panelists and moderator to do the panel discussion. short introduction of all our esteemed panelists and the moderator. The panel discussion will be moderated by Ms. Reena Suri, Executive Director of India Smart Grid Forum. She brings over 20 years of rich experience in the energy sector. She has played a key role in various ISGF projects, including Electrification Plan for Public Transportation, Blockchain for Electric Utilities, Energy Storage Roadmap for India, and Smart Grid Roadmap, and various other projects. She's also founder and editor of Smart Grid Bulletin for ISGF. A very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Sneha.
Our esteemed panelist, Mr. Manoj Desai, is presently Deputy Director of Automotive Electronics Department of the ARAI, which stands for Automotive Research Association of India. He is a graduated electronics engineer from Walchand College of Engineering and holds 26 years of professional journey. A very warm welcome, Mr. Desai.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. Vaibhav Shinde is a accomplished farm manager with over 15 years of experience in managing agriculture operations in Krishi Vigyan Kendra in Pune. A very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Ms. Aarti Kulkarni is the Deputy Executive Engineer at MSc DCL. A very warm welcome, ma'am. Our esteemed panelist, Mr. Kustub Donde, is the visionary founder and CEO of AutoNext Automation. He was the first in the country to start building a high-torque electric tractor from the ground up, integrating cutting-edge EV-driven technology and high-voltage batteries. A very warm welcome.
Thank you,
sir. Our esteemed panelist, Mr. Vijay Vardhan Raju, is a seasoned professional with 22 years of experience in the farm equipment industry. He has worked in various functions in product management and product development. A very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Our esteemed panelist, Ms. Madhuri Dikshit Gugari, is the founder and director of AgriNext Consultancy. She brings over 17 years of experience in the field of agriculture engineering and micro irrigation. A very warm welcome, ma'am. And now I hand over the stage to our moderator, Ms. Suri, to take the discussion ahead.
Am I audible, Sneha?
Yes, you're audible and your video is also clearly visible to us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introductions, Sneha. And I would like to extend a very warm welcome again to all our esteemed guests and panelists today for this webinar. And thank you so much for joining us. We heard from Mr. Pillai and Mr. Kale, who shared the importance of greenification and mechanization of agricultural sector, how it's important to also, reduce the emission and help us meet the targets that the government of India has established. We have seen that the India's agricultural journey has undergone a remarkable evolution, and from the game-changing impact of the green revolution, from that era to this exciting new era of innovation that we see today. It's with driven by the sustainable practices and smart technologies playing a key role. And we are now witnessing a shift from the input intensive farming to a data driven farming, the climate resilient practices coming into play, and that prioritize both the productivity and environmental health benefits. And electric tractors are a key part of this transformation, and ISGF has worked extensively on the mobility space and on all different segments of the transport, so from the freight to buses to two-wheelers to three-wheelers and four-wheelers. And currently working on greenification of the agriculture sector, where tractors, we see that they are going to be part of this transformation hugely, and will be representing the convergence of the clean energy and the modern mechanization tailored to the India's unique farming needs that we have. Also, with the, over half of our population still dependent on the agriculture, building a resilience in this sector, especially in the face of climate change, is not just important, it's very, very essential. And electric tractors, we feel that are going to be a perfect example of how the innovation, which can meet the real world needs, they are cleaner, cost effective, better suited for the future farming. So there's no reason or a question around why not also include smart technologies or to provide more green practices in this area. And what's exciting is that this is no longer a distant idea. It's already taking shape on ground, and with many states in India like Maharashtra adopting green agri practices and leading the change. And as Disha presented the key findings from ISGF's feasibility study for Maharashtra, it's an example, Maharashtra's example. It provides valuable insights into both the opportunities and the challenges. We'd really encourage you to go through the report and also share your inputs. I see a lot of questions coming in the chat, and I'll request Disha to please answer some of them in the chat. And we are, as she mentioned, we are very pleased to share that following the report, Maharashtra government has already introduced a subsidy, 1.5 lakh subsidy per e-tractor under its EV policy, and also providing interest-free loans. So this hugely aligns with what recommendations have come out of the report, and it strengthens the case for scaling adoption across the state. So with those few words, I would like to move forward to our panel discussion. Today, with this panel discussion, we would like to dig deeper into to what more we can do to facilitate a broader national dialogue on policy, technology, financial enablers needed to scale this transition. And we are very fortunate to have a very diverse group of panelists with us, experts with us from the central government to electric discom, research institutions, agri-tech innovators, and policy advisors. So together we are looking to explore, what's the readiness, what's the roadmap, and realities of electrifying the agriculture sector at scale. So please join me again in welcoming all our esteemed panelists today. We've already heard from the very first panelist that we have, Shri V.N. Kaleji. Thank you so much. You have really extensively covered the whole perspective around how ministry, at a national policy level is looking to towards the agricultural mechanization with the government schemes towards scaling up and expediting that, and especially towards reduction of emissions from crop burning and funding from bringing drones to agriculture practices. And also you mentioned about the subsidy for battery or electricity operated machinery for the agricultural sector by the government of India. And very happy to hear about the allocation of 50 crore for Maharashtra agriculture sector, and extensive work that you have been doing around research and development of practices to expedite the greenification. So I would we still have Mr. Kale with us, I hope. I would maybe.
Yeah.
Sir, would I know you have already covered a lot about Government of India's plans towards this area. Just maybe for a few more lines around what is your understanding and government's plans towards further enhancing the adoption of electric tractors particularly, and what specific policies or schemes you think which will help accelerate this transition?
Yeah, of course, actually now adoption by the farmers is very important actually, and for that we need to demonstrate this technology at a farmer's field, because you know that farmers are believing, seeing is believing that this is farmers been adopted like that. So like that one to being awareness about this technology, because you know that so far I told you that only one tractor has been already been tested, and that is already been we have been giving the subsidy at par with the diesel tractor actually, because but there is no tractor available so far. Right? Industry has not been come forward to introduce these tractors. Unless and until some few more players will come into this market to introduce the tractor, then government will naturally think of that one to that means not at par with the diesel, but it will likely to be a bigger one as compared with the diesel one. That can be thought of, but presently only one has been come out, and that is also under at least performance testing at Google. So naturally, I am looking forward that one that this technology will be naturally come out, because as already you have given a lot of that means back calculations and given that one comparison with the diesel and electrical tractor. So naturally, it will be economical unless and until government support will be there. Not only this one, but Government of India has also pushed up that with the Ministry of Finance, that how we can reduce the GST on that one, and also to include this particular technology under PLI scheme under Ministry of Heavy Industries. So all this industries we have already taken up this matter, and hopefully that it will be naturally it will be in coming days we can see that one. There will be some good positive responses from the government. So then second thing is that you know that under our policy we have been providing 100% that means grant in aid to the state government for that means demonstration of such technology. The state government had need not to do, they have not to invest in anything. The entire thing is being funded by the government. Suppose such type of technology they will procure from there also say, and it will be done the demonstration. Even after the for demonstration purpose also we are giving about 3,000 rupees per hectare for the amount we can say that one. So the naturally the government has to come forward, all the state government has to come forward. You know that agriculture is a state subject and they want to look into this particular matter. So hopefully that unless and until these state governments are charged, it will not be. That means we can see the sea changes in this thing. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Mr. Kale, for highlighting the various aspirations and what more you are doing at the national level in terms of pushing the GST and PLI scheme and providing working towards more further subsidy towards this. So really congratulate the ministry for being forefront of all the requirements to give it a good push. So thank you. And with that, I would like to now move to our next panelist. I would like to invite Mr. Manoj Desai from ARAI to also talk about. There's a lot of questions around one availability of electric tractors, but we also want to understand, what from RI's side, what is the understanding towards testing and regulatory roadmap availability, and what standards or certificates are already in place or under development for the electric tractors, and how can this also help bringing out more safe, reliable, and faster entry for the electric tractor. So over to you, Mr. Desai.
Thank you very much. I am not able to start my camera, but I will start my discussion. So you rightly said in under Central Motor Vehicle Rules, we have a Apex committee that is called Automotive Indian Standards Committee, and that is chaired by Director ARI. And in 2020, a lot of OEM, the tractor manufacturers or interested stakeholders, they approach us to have a standard specifically for electric tractors, considering all the safety aspect. So we started working on that standard, and the standard is called AIS 168, and the standard got published in 2021. So basically, we tried to cover electrical safety related issues for this structure. So the standards covers constructional safety point of view, Then it covers electric shock point of view, because most of the high voltage batteries as well as motors will be utilized in this kind of tractors. Then our next point was the battery safety, because battery safety is very important nowadays. Almost all the EVs, they are utilizing lithium-ion batteries, and tractor being off-road kind of application. So there are certain aspects like vibration or shock or electrical thermal runaway kind of thing, or short circuit needs to be taken care. So we added battery safety requirement. Then motor power is one of the important factor for this, which can be utilized for traction as well as PTO kind of application. So we have added a motor power requirement. Then there are some water effects kind of safety tests, because mostly rain or washing or flooding or shallow flooding situation might happen in fields. So we considered those aspects also while defining the safety requirement for the standard. Then comes the electromagnetic compatibility, because most of these tractors will be used in farmland where high voltage electric power lines are there, or it gets connected to the supply voltage for charging, which may not be pure, with lot of surge and kind of uh, noise on that. So we added a electromagnetic compatibility requirement, also safety, and this standard got finalized in January 2021. Then after, immediately Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, they notified the standard in May 21. So May onwards, the companies who are approaching us, we are doing a type approval for that. We are well equipped. We have all the test facilities in-house for the battery, motor, for electrical safety, and the performance testing of the vehicle. So we call it this as a type approval. And you also, as well as Dr. Kale rightly mentioned, our parent ministry, Ministry of Heavy Industries, in 2021 itself, while launching production linked incentive scheme PLI Auto, they added agriculture tractor as one of the advanced technology products. So any champion OEM companies which are selected under PLI Auto scheme, so if they start manufacturing, they will be given a incentive based on their sales volume. Almost 15 to 16% incentive will be provided from Ministry of Heavy Industry in Central, which is a production linked incentive. This is the only scheme in Central from our parent ministry which covers agriculture tractor. And rightly, there are certain points which brought out by Disha also, like electrical consumption point of view, exhaust emission point of view, as well as renewable energy like solar energy we can utilize for charging. So these lot of work is being happening, and these are advantages from agriculture tractor. We as a ARI also has worked a lot on certain advanced technology fitment to these tractors, especially for straight line farming, or you can say real time kinematics kind of testing, where unmanned operation can be done, that too with a straight line farming, driving that vehicle. So those work, or there are fitment available. There were certain points I was going through chat box. Some of the people who are attending, they have mentioned. So there is no range as such for the tractor, because it is not running on roads. We have not yet defined range. There could be thought process like range, or maybe time of operation can be defined, but this factor is not yet mandated or defined in any of the requirement, which we can think of in coming future, based on if the OEM shares the data or number of models increases on the road. Based on that data, and for different sizes, we can define different time of operation, or a distance point of view. Range also can be defined. Then there are we use basically ingress protection IPXX-B and D for these tractors, since they are being used in field where so environment might be different. So electrical shock point of view, certain question was there on the chat box. So IPXX-B and D are used right now. Regarding battery replacement, mostly most of the batteries which are available in India, those are designed for 2000 to some 3000 cycle, but again depending upon the cost of the battery which you need, or cost of the cells which we get. So typically you can assume 2000 cycles, though the government schemes mandates more than 1000 cycle charge discharge cycles has to be supported by the advanced battery used in these tractors. Then there were certain questions regarding life cycle analysis, though it's a good question, like life cycle analysis right from the tractor production till its decommissioning, or either right from the charging, means electricity get to the battery, and the battery to the vehicle. So those kind of analysis can be done in coming future, just to accurately calculate real benefits. There are internationally standardization happening on life cycle analysis also, so which we will be following in coming future. Lesser maintenance, one could be the reason for electric tractor is less moving parts compared to the ICE engine tractors. So that could be one of the point. We will be in coming future, like I know ISGF does lot of work on security or cyber security, because grids are becoming smart, and the tractors also will be connected to the grids with various other options of renewable. So our cyber security standards are ready, but once it gets implemented to normal vehicle in coming future, we will make it, we will add tractor also, but it will take some time, as and when additional connectivity devices gets implemented on tractor, as I mentioned, like state line farming or autonomous function, then we can think of adding cyber security also. Those are will be advanced kind of regulation for this kind of vehicle. So this was from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Desai, for sharing the standards and certification lens on the electric tractors. Nice, excellent inputs from your side. I'm sure there are a lot more questions coming in, but let me move to our next panelist. Would like to now invite Mr. Vaibhav Shinde, who's the farm manager at Krishi Vigyan Kendra. Mr. Shinde, you have been working very closely with the farmers and bringing the critical grassroots perspective. So, based on your interactions, on ground, how do farmers perceive electric tractors, and what interventions like maybe training, or Mr. Kale, Dr. Kale also mentioned we need to see a lot more demonstrations of this. What do you think would build their confidence in this technology, and what is the perception on ground? Over to you.
Good afternoon. Myself, Vaibhav Shinde. I am working as farm manager in Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Naranggaon, Pune, in Maharashtra. Last 15 years. Actually, KVK, Krishi Vigyan Kendra, working the extension activity regarding agriculture, in this agronomy, horticulture, plant protection, soil science, and engineering point of view. So this is the many aspect we have working regarding these things. In electric tractor, I can also speak in Hindi as well as. सो ये जो इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर है वो फार्मर के फील्ड में जब भी इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो उसमें कुछ बेनिफिट्स है, कुछ ड्रॉबैक्स है. फर्स्टली वी डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन द इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर इन द फार्मर्स फील्ड्स. आफ्टर सम फार्मर्स उसमें कुछ उसमें बेनिफिट्स है तो बाकी के फार्मर्स को बताएंगे, और उसका जो एक्सटेंशन है वो लार्ज स्केल पे हो जाएगा. एग्रीकल्चर के में हम एग्रीकल्चर मेला रखते हैं, एक्सटेंशन उसमें करते हैं. आउट ऑफ दैट 1 लाख के भी ज़्यादा फार्मर्स यहाँ पे विजिट करते हैं. उसमें डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन रखते हैं, इंजीनियरिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, ट्रैक्टर्स, मशीनरीज, ऑल ऑफ हम यहाँ पे रखते हैं. जो भी इनोवेटिव है इसका इस्तेमाल हम फार्मर के फील्ड पे
Sorry
करते हैं.
to interrupt, Shinde ji, आपका your voice is not clear. So if you can switch off your camera, maybe we will have better connectivity.
हेलो.
Yes, please go ahead.
एक्सटेंशन वर्क है, जो भी टेक्नोलॉजी है, जो रिसर्च हुआ है उसको फार्मर के फील्ड में रूट लेवल पे पहुंचाने का काम ये कृषि विज्ञान केंद्र करता है. लास्ट टाइम के मीटिंग में भी मैंने कुछ पॉइंट्स उसमें डाले थे. उसमें जो अभी ये जो इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर्स है इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर जब फील्ड में हम इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो उसमें फार्मर परचेस के लिए या फार्मर के फील्ड पे जाने के लिए कुछ पॉइंट्स है। उसमें फार्मर को परचेसिंग के लिए फाइनेंशियल एस्पेक्ट चाहिए कुछ, तो उसमें से हमें कुछ काम करना पड़ेगा। उसके बाद जो भी एग्जिस्टिंग ट्रैक्टर्स हैं, अब डीजल ट्रैक्टर यूज कर रहे हैं फार्मर, तो उसको कुछ तो ऐसी बायबैक पॉलिसी चाहिए, मतलब इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर्स वो परचेस करेंगे और डीजल का उसमें रिप्लेसमेंट कुछ कर सकते हैं। मतलब एक ट्रैक्टर मेरे पास है तो मैं दूसरा क्यों परचेस करूँ, या उसको कुछ तो फाइनेंशियल एस्पेक्ट होगा, तो ये कुछ तो पॉलिसी उसमें डालनी पड़ेगी। तीसरा जो है सब्सिडी के बारे में डॉक्टर काले सर ने उसमें बताया, कुछ तो सब्सिडी उसमें होगी तो फार्मर्स वो परचेस करेंगे, उसको थोड़ा सा बेनिफिट्स है उसमें फाइनेंशियल मिल जाएगा। तीसरा जो है एग्जिस्टिंग डीजल ट्रैक्टर यूज कर रहे हैं तो उसमें जो पावर्स है वो अलग अलग एचपी के हैं, 20, 25, 40, 45 अप टू। जो भी इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर सब परचेस करेंगे या हम डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन करेंगे तो उसका जो पावर है वो एज कंपेयर टू डीजल के ज्यादा उसका टॉर्क चाहिए, या वो जो काम करने वाला है उसमें एनर्जी उतना चाहिए। दूसरा एक पॉइंट है उसमें जो चार्जिंग का जो उसमें है वो फास्ट चार्जिंग चाहिए, और उसके जो स्टेशन है, मतलब अभी फार्मर का फील्ड होगा, फार्मर का जो फार्म हाउस होगा वहां पे वो चार्ज करेगा, या कुछ तो ऐसा नजदीक कुछ पॉइंट चाहिए कि ट्रैक्टर फास्ट तरीके से वो चार्ज कर सके। अ, दूसरा भी है कि हाइब्रिड मॉडल्स, मतलब जब सनलाइट या धूप में ट्रैक्टर्स काम करेगा तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली सनलाइट या सोलर से भी वो चार्ज कुछ हो सकता है, वही एनर्जी उसको काम करने के लिए यूज हो सकती है। तीसरा जो है बैटरी का जो बैकअप है उसका लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन चाहिए, मतलब एक बार चार्ज किया फुल तो उसका जो कंजम्पशन है वो उसका हावरली वो ज़्यादा तक चाहिए, मतलब इफिशिएंसी जो बैटरी की हो वो अच्छी तरह से होनी चाहिए। उसका जो इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर उसका जो मेंटेनेंस है वो भी मेंटेनेंस कम होना चाहिए, या उसका जो सर्विस पॉइंट है वो इजीली फार्मर को अवेलेबल हो जाएगा, इस तरीके के कुछ तो उसमें पॉलिसी चाहिए। अ, तीसरा जो है जो वेस्टर्न महाराष्ट्र में है वहाँ पे हॉर्टिकल्चर क्रॉप है, शुगर केन है, ग्रेप्स है, बहुत सारे ऑर्चर्ड्स है, तो उसमें मिनी ट्रैक्टर्स बहुत सारा इस्तेमाल करते हैं, वो स्प्रेइंग के लिए होगा या इंटरकल्चर ऑपरेशन के लिए। तो कुछ ऐसे मॉडल्स भी उसमें आना चाहिए, या वो मार्जिनल फार्मर है वो इजीली उसमें परचेस करेंगे या अडॉप्ट करेंगे। और हमारे केवीके के तरफ से हम ये करते हैं कि जो भी मॉडल्स मार्केट में आएंगे कि उसका हमारे केवीके के फार्म में हम डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन करेंगे, या फार्मर्स के फील्ड पे डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन करेंगे, और ज़्यादा तो ज़्यादा उसमें ट्रेनिंग्स, फार्मर को ट्रेनिंग हम कर देंगे, उसको उनको अवेयरनेस हम वहाँ पे कर देंगे, और ये जो टेक्नोलॉजी है वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बड़ी एरिया में हम स्प्रेड कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू मैम।
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chinde, for bringing the farmer's perspective around this, and also talking about, what is the ask from the farmers in terms of the buyback incentives, or, the charging opportunities or charging infra availability, or, having some hybrid models available for them to use specific to their need, or and also encouraging with awareness and demonstration, and also providing training for the farmers to further enhance the uptake of the electric tractors. So thank you so much, and I'll come back to you if time permits for more insights. Let me now go to, we have a lot of questions around availability and the kind of models available, the limitations or the range, etc. So let me invite Mr. Kostov Donde. He's the founder of and CEO of AutoNext Automation and Kaustav, we'd like to hear, you are at the forefront of India's electric tractor innovation, and would like to hear now the tech side of the discussion going forward. That what is the current status, availability of electric tractors, and where during your implementation or deployments, what kind of technical and market challenges that you are facing towards scaling up, and what is your ask for further widening the adoption in going forward in the next few years? Over to you.
Okay. First of all, thank you for inviting me. Just to introduce myself, my name is Kaustav Donde. I'm the founder and CEO of Autonix Automation. We started Autonix back in 2016. It was way early for the market. EV itself was, just starting. We've come a long way. We've, seen the whole journey of how people have been reacting to EVs in general, and then, post-COVID even tractors. So we've been testing tractors with agriculture universities, farmers, and even enterprise clients. So we've seen different reactions from different sectors, and based on all of that, we have now come to a situation or a level where we have already certified our 45 horsepower electric tractor from ICAT, Manisar, and that happened in last year. And since then, we've been deploying various places our 45 HP electric tractor. So to start with, basically why I get got into electric tractors will answer most of your questions. So one of my had so 1-year-old tractor, so that was the reason for him to sell
I think
that is challenging for an.
Sorry to interrupt. There is some interruption. Could you please disconnect the video?
Okay, sure. I'll just switch off the video. I hope I'm audible now.
Yeah, much better.
Yes. So largely the reason that was projected towards why most of the farmers in India are not able to own and operate a tractor is the high operational expense that a diesel tractor has. Whenever you talk with any farmer, he will tell you about diesel expense, maintenance expense being very high. Any farmer who is owning less than 5 acres of farmland in India, for him, it doesn't make sense to actually own any tractor, be it a diesel tractor or electric tractor, unless he's using the tractor for other farmer activities as well. If he's using for himself, it is not going to make sense, financially. But that conclusion, we already, and availability of labor for driving tractor that we integrate, and that has been the continuous reactions from across the country even today. If we are in India, we have people everywhere, we have so much of population, but then availability of reliable labor is a big issue, wherein we decided to start working on electric and self-driving tractors. Self-driving is something that is phase 2, but electric is already launched. Now our 45 HP tractor is available. I think Dr. Kali also mentioned about Mondra Murugappa launching their 27 HP tractor for in some of the regions. So this sector is growing now. It is actually growing because farmers are seeing clear use case or clear. They have started using Nextender. They know that this is actually saving money for them. So now first-hand experience they already have with the normal vehicles, that 2-wheelers and 4-wheelers that they're owning, which is why for them to switch to electric tractors has become more easy. Because earlier people used to think, it's electric, how will it generate that kind of torque? Or, there's no sound, how will it be powerful enough to, get the plowing done? Even today, when we post a lot of videos online of our tractor doing reversible plowing and all that, or other activities, they're always asking questions that how is it possible for an electric tractor to do that? To put that question, a proper answer to that is basically the power, the torque electric vehicle is more than a diesel. Not this overall is very you get a percent when you're operating on farm. So performance wise, the tractors are really electric tractors are really better. In fact, we compare our 45 HP electric tractor with a 60 HP diesel tractor. We have actually done a lot of parallel racing where we are operating the same equipment, same farm, and we've seen our electric tractor easily going much forward, much further than the diesel 60 HP tractors. So overall, if you see, the scenario is now changing. Of course, large brands are not yet there in the market. They're still waiting and watching, just like every other industry. They've been doing that. First, the Ola and the Ather of the world came in, and then TVS and the Hero companies, came with their own models of electric scooters. Similarly, we will see the same trend in tractors. Although a tractor is a different beast, not just a vehicle where you put a motor and a battery and expect it to run on a high speed. High torque operations, and all different operations have different demands, from the vehicle, like reversible flow, and in different regions there are different types of soils. So if our tractor is running for say 5 to 6 hours in Haryana soil, it will run for 3 to 4 hours in Maharashtra soil, or down south. So it depends on how the soil type is and how much torque is required to get the job done. That also matters, which is why it is important to do a proper understanding of how electric tractor works. When it comes to cost of the electric tractors, of course, the cost, like any other electric vehicle, it is almost double. But the operational expense, the diesel versus electric, is so low that you can actually, what the report also showed, you can actually recover back in 2 to 2.5 years. At this stage, I would say without subsidy, it really is something that is difficult for a farmer to take a decision to go for an electric tractor, because the upfront cost is so much. And plus, the financing ability is also something that we are facing as a big challenge. To convince a bank, be it large state, national level banks or private banks, for them to finance a new vehicle like an electric tractor is something that they are also again playing the game of wait and watch until some NBFC finances the these new technologies. So that is again another challenge. We have so many farmers who have been calling us back to back. Can you finance our tractor? We want to buy your tractor. All those who have tested and used our tractor in their own farms, and they're convinced to buy. Financing is becoming one of the major roadblocks for us to really penetrate into B2C, which is why so we have now shifted our focus to B2B sector, wherein industries like biogas, sugar, then even government organizations, some of the government organizations need tractors, where the upfront cost payment is not such a big deal, and utilization of tractors is very high, and because the utilization is very high, their ROI is much quicker than an average farmer in India who is going to use the tractor only for 1,000 hours a year. So what we have done currently is, until the subsidies start kicking in, until the financing is stabilized or available to every different nook and corner of the country, we are currently deploying our tractors in a lot of these other sectors where utilization of tractors is extremely high, and it's mainly for enterprise sectors. Farmers are now seeing that. Farmers are seeing our tractors operated in large corporate companies, plants, and now they are also getting more comfortable while we do that. So this is where we are at as a startup, and of course a lot of support. I think we spoke with Mr. Manoj Desai back in 2018 when there were no standards to actually even certify an electric tractor. We had very initial discussions with them, asking them that we have a tractor ready now. What do we do with it? So of course later a lot of support came from government. There were standards developed, and now finally we have our electric tractor getting certified from ICAT. And yeah, so overall, if you see, the market is there. When it comes to small HP or 27 below 30 HP versus the big tractor market, small are suitable, as Mr. Vaibhav. What currently is showing is that farmers are pushed to buy the smaller tractors because they are more affordable. They are cheaper than the bigger tractors, but they're not able to get the same job done of actual farming activity that is expected from a tractor. You can do spraying activity, you can do some of the tilling, basic level tilling activities, but not the plowing and the heavier tasks. So I would, as a founder of a company which is building electric tractors, promote farmers or young generation people to actually come together, FPOs to come together, own electric tractors as a group, and set up charging stations which can charge the tractor fast, which will solve the main concern of farmers that why don't you give them bigger battery? Battery has a constraint. You cannot really put more battery in a form factor that is available in a tractor. You can only do what you can put faster charging options available. So that kind of model makes more sense, and that will allow us, all the people in the country, to actually access such high-tech technology. And of course, electric tractors being smart, connected, we have mobile apps to actually track, to understand how much the tractor operated, and literally charge the farmers, just like an Uber or Ola. So all those facilities can be made available. Our tractor has those. So of course, it's a collaborative effort. A lot of other, a lot of bodies has to come together. Not only the OEM, but also the government, the local people, the farmers. Everybody has to come together to actually make this a success. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Costa, for giving us an overview of how the current situation is, and the comparative analysis around diesel versus electric tractors, which is a big question that keeps coming up, and also talking about the biggest roadblocks that you see in terms of availability of financing and subsidy. But just one question before I move on to the more on the electric charging infrastructure side, and bring the DISCOM's perspective into that. One question quickly, which also Dr. Kale mentioned, that in terms of availability of electric tractors. So even if the subsidy is there, the demand is there, and availability of charging infra is there, where we are in terms of availability, very briefly.
I think we, as Autonix is concerned, we are manufacturing 80 units per month currently. We are ready to ramp up the same capacity to maybe 200 per month. And as far as other OEMs or brands are concerned, Murugappa is also now slowly getting the 27 HP launched. I think I don't know if they've already started registers, but then yeah, you can market coming up, Bulwark, Moonrider, and as far as large brands are concerned, Sonalika is also now starting to work on some of the electric tractor models. So definitely we need more to come in to actually get the market propelled. But I believe electric tractor market will really move faster than what we saw in two-wheelers or the four-wheelers, because it's a no-brainer. You ask any person that is owning an electric tractor, he will tell you that why didn't I buy this back last year? So yeah.
Great. So thank you, Kaustubh, for your insightful inputs. And let me invite Ms. Aarti Kulkarni. Ms. Kulkarni, are you there with us? We'd like to, she's the Chief Engineer from Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company Limited, representing, and we'll be bringing in the utility view on enabling the rural electric mobility, how the discoms are supporting the charging infrastructure needs for the tractors in rural areas, and what role do the pricing model or the open access policies play in this. And also I saw one questions around again, the lack of charging infrastructure. So we'd like to please put bring in your insights to to talk about this.
Uh, Hi, I am Brajesh on behalf of Miss Aarti Kulkarni. I'll be speaking from MSc DCL side.
So yeah, hi
So,
Brajesh, welcome, Joy. Thank you for joining us. I understand Ms. Kulkarni is, I think, occupied with some other
yeah.
work. So yeah, over to you. We'd let's hear from you on her behalf as to the questions I put for her.
Thank you so much for including MSc DCL in the discussion. So, MSc DCL is a state nodal designated agency for promoting e-mobility and EV charging infrastructure throughout the Maharashtra. And as we know that the MSc DCL is the biggest discom in the India, and they are serving around 2 plus crores consumers all over the Maharashtra. And the agriculture load is another biggest chunk of the power discom for this state of Maharashtra. So as of now, there are around 38 plus 100 charging station in the Maharashtra, and MSCDCL also owns 63 EV charging station, which is being set up to their substation and power distribution stations across the Maharashtra. So as long as the infrastructure requirement is when providing the connection for charging the electric tractors. So our network is almost at the near end of the everywhere in the rural locations as well as the further inside of the Maharashtra regions. So the question comes is the most of the electric tractors would be charged at the homes, not at the charging station, because setting up charging stations, public charging stations and DC charging station at the rural location would be only for electric tractors, because there are no as much means EVs available right as of now. But the government targets to there will be a 30% penetration by 2030 across the all segments of EVs. So we are ready to provide the EV connections to every kind of customers, as well as in the recent policy which is being published in May 2025. So there would be an incentive of 15% for the electric tractors as well. So the question comes for the sorry to providing the connection and the load to the electric tractors. So as of now, there are around as per your report, there are 21 tractors in the Maharashtra. So get the electricity connection is or providing the electricity connection to the tractor would not be a problem, but the concern would be like the reliability of power in the rural locations and the availability of electricity. So there is a alternative scheme is called the Kusum and Mangel Kyala in the Maharashtra is running. So I would like to uh, suggest that there are sorry the under the scheme, the 3 kilowatt and 5 kilowatt and 7.5 HP solar pumps and solar panels are provided to the farmers. So the main objective of this whole process to electrifying the tractors in the Maharashtra is to decarbonize the sector and use as well as much as the renewable power. So under the scheme Kusum and Mangel Dala, the solar panel capacities of 5 kW and 8 kW, which can be utilized to charge the electric tractors without using the main grid and main grid power. So it will be cost beneficial for the farmers as well as for the discom to means set up load from the main grid. And further, the solar panels and under this scheme which is provided to the farmers, so it is not like it is means everyday use or the full solar hour uses. So most of the time those panel are generating electricity but is not supplying to grid, because those are the off grid panels, so which can be utilized to charge the electric tractors and as well as also substitute the farmers income and reduce the cost of the charging for the tractors. So from the discom side, as far as providing the connections and providing the supply, so discom is working on that part, and everywhere ready to support. So, thank you. If you have any queries and questions, you can put up.
Thank you for Brijesh for filling in and providing the DISCOM's perspective in terms of readiness. And you talked about the PM Kusum scheme also could be one of the factors in supporting the electric charging through the off-grid panels that have been deployed. So thank you, and let me move to our last panelist. We are running short on time, but we have Mr. Vijaya Vardhan Raju, who is the director with AgriNext and consultancy, and also Ms. Madhuri Dikshit Gugari, director from AgriNext, joining us. And thank you for joining us and also being part of our study and helping us here with the farmers survey that was conducted as part of the feasibility we did in Maharashtra. So, Vijayji and Madhuri ji, you bring rich experience in the field of strategies for agricultural transformation, and would request you to please share your experiences during the survey in terms of willingness of the farmers, in terms of adoption of electric tractors. Also, what could be, and there was a question in the chat box also, we saw that what could be the viable financial business models such as leasing or shared ownership that you see would work well for the electric tractors in the India's rural landscape. And also, what are the financial gaps and especially among the small and marginal farmers that can be bridged with the various policies that the government is planning. So over to you, Vijayji and Madhuriji, for your intervention.
Sure. Namaskar to all the participants. Actually, Madhuri had to join some other call, so she was running late, so she just dropped the call. And I hope I'm audible. Since we're short of time, I'll quickly summarize my observations here.
Yes, please go ahead, Vijayvardhanji. You are very much audible.
So, thanks for making me the customer advocate here. I mean, farmer advocate. After interacting with a lot of farmers across Maharashtra, I understand that farmers are really willing to adopt the new technology available in the market. But having said that, there are certain ifs and buts added to it. Say, thanks to the two-wheeler and three-wheeler segment, so most of the rural community are exposed to EVs. Maybe in the periphery, they are exposed for road transport. So they are aware of the technology and their benefits. I mean, close to 35 to 40% of the people are very well aware, and they have first-hand experience of two-wheelers and three-wheelers. I mean, EV two-wheelers. But some have expressed a lot of critical observations, like the issues pertaining to service and the battery capacities of based on the two-wheelers and three-wheelers. I mean, again, because electric tractors are as such, they're very rare commodity in the market as of today. So they are saying that same things may be seen in tractors also in future. So that's where the hindering block for adoption, because for at least for large farmers, especially in the horticultural communities, people are not bothered about the investment per se, because they are ready to buy. But some of these EV ecosystem issues need to be addressed and given some assurance to farmers, then they are really ready to adopt these technologies. And coming to the small and marginal farmers, yes, they are very curious, but again, the cost factor comes in here. Say, for example, today a diesel tractor, a normal 35 HP diesel tractor costs around 7 to 8 lakh rupees, depending on different brands. And alone tractor will not serve the purpose, so they need to buy attachments. And today, if they buy basic attachments, I'm not saying specialty attachments, but only basic attachments, they need to spend another 4 to 5 lakh rupees. So together they are already spending 12 to 13 lakh rupees even today also. So for them, 15, 16 lakhs, additional 2, 3 lakhs should not be a very big issue, provided they have these things addressed. And having said that, many farmers are actually asking for customized attachments for electric tractors, because these attachments which are there in the market, they are primarily used, designed and developed for diesel equipment. So they are asking some innovations to be made in the attachment sector also. See, industry is talking only about tractors, but farmers are talking about attachments. That point should be addressed, so that the adoption itself as a whole gets at a faster pace. And coming to the financing options, actually anything in the market which is new, which is entering into the market, has to bring some innovations. It's not alone in the product itself, but the operations and even the channel distribution, these need some innovations. If the new electric tractor manufacturer, especially the OEMs I'm quoting here, if they try to copy the existing model, I'm not saying they'll not succeed, but the the pace at which the adoption will be slightly slower. But they need to bring in some innovations in the distribution as well. The channel, the distribution. So they need to focus on the innovation part of the process, because anyway they are putting a lot of efforts in developing the products, no doubt about it. But if they want to win the farmer confidence, they need to bring in some innovations. And you asked me about the leasing. So based on my industry experience of tractors, annual tractor usage is industry considered as 1,000 hours for any calculations. That's the basic assumption, it is usually done. But if you see the farmers who are running for their own home purposes, they are not lending their tractor outside, they are using only for their personal farms, they are hardly running 300 to 400 hours a year. And the people who are lending tractor outside, जो हिंदी में बोलेंगे तो बाड़े में चलाने वाले, so they are running 1,000 to 1,200 hours, in some cases more than 1,500 hours. That's a rarity, of course. So this is the gap between normal usage and the extreme usage. So when it comes to extreme usage, especially during peak seasons, today diesel tractors are operated more than 18 hours, 20 hours a day. But farmers are expecting similar experience or closer experience with the electric tractors also. So that one aspect which I forgot to mention in my previous regarding the willingness. So coming back to financing and the channel, how the dealer and the financing companies, the banks, interact with each other to facilitate the farmer. That there lies the key, other than the usage patterns. So facilitating the farmers to maybe with the different innovative schemes, so then only people will spend so much money, even though they are beneficial. But most of the farming community would like to wait and watch. जैसे बोलते हैं ना, भगत सिंह पैदा हो समाज में लेकिन अपना घर में पैदा ना हो. So similar logic applies here also. Every farmer says it's a really good thing, everybody appreciates it, but they would like to wait and watch, see how the neighbors or someone in the village experiences it. So the channel partners and the OEMs and the financial agencies need to work upon one Bhagat Singh, so that the rest of the people watch for 1 or 2 seasons, then willing to adopt. I think I covered much of my experiences of the survey. If there are any questions, please do let me know.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vijayvardhanji. Yes, you have definitely covered and brought in even more points from the perspective of farmers, what's their expectation and what kind of models that you see, the practices you see on ground. So thank you for that. I think positive time. I don't know if we panelists are okay. I can go back to you for just one last line. I think I don't know if we have enough time to take up, one-on-one questions. I really thank all the participants who have been really, really active, putting in their questions, and I thank the panelists for taking time to address some of them in the chat itself. But if you've gone through the questions, if you have any one or two lines more to share, I think we can go around the panel and take your further inputs before we close. So I request Dr. Kali to give your closing remarks, and then I can move to the other panelists.
Also, ma'am, we would like to request for a panel group photo with all the speakers whenever possible.
Sure. Dr. Kali, just 1 second. If you're okay, we can take a quick picture with all the panelists switching on their cameras. Would request all the panelists to please switch on your camera for a group picture. Mr. Shinde, Mr. Desai.
I'm not able to do it. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, Mr. Shinde and Kaustav, can you switch on your camera? I think Sneha, please go ahead. Oh,
Sure.
we could see you, Mr. Shinde, but now we don't see you.
Disha?
Yes, I don't see her here.
We will just add her on the stage.
Okay, while you do that, let me invite Dr. Kale to please give your closing remarks, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Actually, it's a wonderful discussion, and everybody has wholeheartedly participated. I see that there are so many questions are there, queries are there, and definitely would like to see all those queries, how to go, what will be the way forward for all these queries. And definitely, I can assure that one government of India is very much keen on promoting this technology. Here, one thing which particularly Mr. Vijay Vardhan has already been pointed, a very particular, very valid point that actually, that we maybe have the technology of electrical tractor, but we should also have the simultaneous develop this, particularly the matching equipments. Unless and until we don't have the matching equipments, still we don't have the, for diesel tractor also we don't have the matching equipment. So naturally we have to work on this particularly for how to develop this matching equipment. Because you know that recently what I've been experienced that actually hardly the tractor can operate for 4 hours continuously if it is a smooth operation, particularly rotavator or something like that. If it will be a flowing operation or what, then naturally it will not work more than 1 hour or 2 hours like that. So naturally we have to think about that one. We need a good batteries which can give the more torque and all those things. That one. Then also I would like to suggest Kastub. Actually, they've already done the same air testing of the tractor, but because this particular that these tractors may not be that subsidy for the farmers. Their performance testing is very much needed. So I would like to request that the technology that they already roll out their tractor in the market, then they can just submit the tractor to the Institute and will test it within a very short period. And because we'd also like to promote such type of technology. And by the time they submit the tractor along with the application, the subsidy will be automatically started. Likewise, Golgappa, what I told that, so they already done the same way and they have submitted the tractor. So automatically, as per our policy, within 6 months, if they submit the tractor, the subsidy will automatically. Very good. Second thing, one also would like to suggest that you know that we are having one big tractor manufacturer association is also being there. That whenever you conduct next time such type of webinar on particular tractor, so you may rope in to the people. If you contact them or something. So definitely we will just flash a mail to. I will also ask them to connect to for your output. They will also contribute a lot in that. So thank you very much for the invite.
Thank you so much, sir. Has been really insightful, valuable inputs from your side. I would request Mr. Desai, would you like to say a few words before we close?
Yeah, thank you. So what I feel is this is the starting of electric tractors. So we may need more models available in the market and actual data collection from the field. So in coming years, another 1 year or 2 year, once actual data from the field is available, I think more and more customers or farmers will turn to electric tractors because that will help them to understand maintenance, its performance, or other operations, or battery and other related queries, like what happened in two-wheeler, three-wheeler, or car or bus. That market is matured image. So here also, I'm sure that another 1 or 2 years time, more models will be available, and that will help for OEMs as well as the farmers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Desai. Now request Mr. Kaustubh, would you like to add something or answer to any of the questions that have been posted quickly?
Sure. I think I've tried to answer almost all of them, but yeah, I think it's a very interesting panel, and I think a lot of people who are really interested to see electric tractor market grow. All of them are here, and I think thanks to the government, Dr. Kale, the they're the reason why we are actually here. So I hope this continued support will be there from the finance sectors as well, like NABARD and other organizations who are going to finance these tractors for the end customers like farmers. So yeah, I think now is time when we actually can confidently say that the next year when we talk about electric tractors, we'll be already crossing 1,000 or 2,000 mark as a country. And I'm sure about that. And please, on next part. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaustubh. And I would like to now invite Mr. Shinde. Would you like to say a few words? आप म्यूट पे हैं.
Thank you all of team for invite me. Actually, इन केवीके की तरफ से आपको जो भी कोई दिक्कत है ट्रैक्टर के बारे में या डेमोस्ट्रेशन के बारे में या फार्मर के फील्ड में रूट लेवल के लिए काम करने में, तो कभी आप यहाँ पे आ सकते हैं और हम केवीके की तरफ से आपको पूरा सहयोग यहाँ पे कर देंगे. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shinde. I think this kind of transformation is not possible without the support you are providing on ground. So we'll definitely be in touch with you. And lastly, I would like to invite Mr. Vijayvardhan to please say your closing remarks.
Yep, we are all fortunate for witnessing the generation shift in the agri sector. Hopefully, it will happen very soon. And believe me, it's just a phase of delivery pains. So very soon you'll see very good benefits out of the EV sector. So that's all I would like to add. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vijayvardhan. And let me invite Mr. Reggie Pillai to give a closing remarks before we close the webinar. And I once again thank everyone, all the panelists, for the insightful discussion and deliberations. And over to you, Mr. Pillai.
Thank you to all the panelists, participants, actively participated. Many of the questions, the range of questions which came on the comment box was really delightful, and most of them we tried to answer. And the PowerPoint presentation which Disha presented, the link to the report which we published, and the video of this deliberations in this webinar will be uploaded in few days on our website and our YouTube channel. And we are very happy to kick off this discussion and debate about the viability and the need for supporting electric tractors in the Indian agricultural sector as a first step to decarbonizing the entire sector. This will be followed with, as Dr. Kalaya said, with the drones and harvesters and other machineries deployed in the agricultural sector. We hope as industry, we hear more and more of discussion about industrial sector for decarbonizing. Agriculture sector also will attract the same attention from different policymakers and industry players, so that more and more tractor models and other electric equipment are available for the farm sector. And as I mentioned in the to answer to one of the question in the comment box, the farmers are now educated. They understand. It is easy to explain things to them. Our survey and our interaction with them have seen that, and the roundtables which you have done, where some farmer representative have come, they were all quite educated people, and not like in the past. They very difficult to make them understand. And also the social media and the TV, radio, and all these things have really educated. Everybody is always connected, and we hope they will adopt electric appliances and electric equipment for the farming sector. And we hope to see a carbon-free or a green agricultural sector. We call the green revolution is continuing to greening the agricultural sector in the coming years, and we be happy to work with all stakeholders. Thank you very much, and we close it now.